Hey there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again with yet another deck tech, and we're going back to Brothers War today. This is going to be another mono-coloured deck, unfortunately, but it's one with a bit of a twist. We've seen soldiers, we've seen beasts, we've seen all sorts of things. This one is mono-white with a twist. And the actual card we're going to be talking about today is this one. Loran of the Third Path. 2 in a white for a 2/1 human artificer. Not that great. It's got vigilance, makes it a bit better. However, there comes into playability. When Loran of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. Hello, bit more interested now. Yep. It is basically a legendary version of Reclamation Sage, which is a green elf. So, can't complain about that. Anyway, it's also got a second ability, which is quite interesting. You and target opponent each draw a card. Right. That bit, yeah, it's interesting, but giving your opponent's cards isn't always great, unless you're trying to make an ally, in which case, fine, go for it. But it's really the second ability, the blow up an artifact or an enchantment is what I'm interested in. So, yes, it is going to be a flicker deck, and there's going to be some of the usual suspects and a couple of twists with a bit of luck. So, here's the deck. We'll start with the boring bit, the land as always. Obviously, Erid Messer's in here, and we've got a few other things in, so Broker's Hideout, anything that could basically search our planes is there. Drifting Meadows in just so we can cycle if we need to do a bit of card draw. Marsh Flats in as well. You can drop Marsh Flats and Erid Messer from this deck, it's not a big issue. They're just in there because I was being cheeky. Obscura Storefronts there as well. One thing I will point out is we have got Morocco Centre of the Sea, because we want to, help people draw cards apparently with this deck. I thought it was quite a nice little play with Loran as well. And we've also got Nykthos in here. This is basically a mono white deck, and I think I've said it a couple of times now. If I'm playing a mono deck, or if I'm playing a dual colour deck where I'm more heavily on one of the two colours than the other ones, I will play Nykthos. I don't think Nykthos has a home in 3, 4, 5 colour decks, unless you've got some special thing you're doing in them, in which case, okay, fair enough. But I think in a mono colour deck, or a dual colour deck where one colour's heavier, always try and pick a player Nykthos in the deck. Anyway, enough about Nykthos for now. Loads of basic planes, Reliquary Tower, Temple of the False God, Windbrisk Heights. That's basically the mana base. We are playing a few short, we're only playing 35 compared to what I usually play in my decks. I know I usually play around about 36 to 37, but I figured with this deck we could probably get away with it with the amount of card draw we're going to be doing, so I'm hoping it works out for us. As for the rest of the ramp side of things and how we're going to get things in play, we didn't go too heavy. Went with Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Marble Diamond, and Solemn Simulacrum. I figured that'd be enough. With the amount of blinking we're going to be doing and flickering with this deck, if we can get Solemn into play and at least flicker it 2 or 3 times, we'll probably solve all our mana problems. So you can see that we top out at 7, so I'm not overly concerned about that side of it. Anyway, let's have a look at the 1-drops. Ajani's Welcome, so we can gain a bit of life. Authority of Consul, so we can gain a little bit of life from everyone's stuff entering the battlefield. And then we start with some blinky stuff. So there's Ephemerate. Exile type creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and you get to rebound it. So basically you cast it for 1 mana, it goes off, blinks something, goes into exile. When it gets your turn again, you get to play it again and blink it again. Yeah, okay, it means you can't attack with that creature, but hey, if you're doing some of the things we're doing in this deck, you ain't going to worry about it. Loran's Escape's in because, well, I'm playing Loran. I figured I might as well have their escape in, to be perfectly honest. The Scry's quite nice. The Indestructible's quite nice. The Hexproof's quite nice. So, yeah. Still doesn't stop being exiled by Farewell, but everything else saves it from. Mother of Runes, just so we can have a nice bit of pro from certain things, and we've got some creatures in here we want to give protection to. Path to Exile to deal with the annoying stuff our opponents are playing. Weathered Wayfarer to go and find those land cards when we've got someone with more lands than us, so bear that in mind. Elixir of Immortality to shuttle everything back in when things get milled away. Second Flicker of Fate. Second Flicker Effect, I should say, is Flicker of Fate. Exile target creature or enchantment, then return it, so that's nice as well. Flump is here just so we can help with the card drawing. It's a 4/0 forward defender and flying, so it's pretty good fun. Loyal Warhound, just so we can go get some more lands. Otherworldly Journey is the flicker effect again. So yeah, there's 3 so far, and hopefully we're going to be flickering Loran in and out and some of the stuff we've got coming up. Server Expedition, just so we've got some early blockers if for no other reason. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, is in just so we can slow down the non-creature spells being cast against us. A bit like Tithe Takers here as well, to make sure that our opponents can only do things on their turn without it costing more. Yes, they can do stuff on our turn if they want to, but it's going to cost them that little bit more mana. Knight of the White Orchid. Again, more of a case of let's go get a land and hope we can flicker it in and out so we keep building the land out. Another flicker effect turns up in Acrobatic Maneuver. I forgot this one existed, but this one's quite nice. It draws as a card when it comes back. Drum Bellower is something I didn't know existed, I'm going to be honest. Flying, untap all creatures you control during each other player's untap step. Didn't even know this card existed. Like this card quite a lot with some of the creatures we have here. So yeah, it's all good. Eerie Interlude. Exile everything. Bring it all back. Thank you very much. Get all those comes into play effects again. Far Traveller's in because if we've got Loran in play, we can just go beginning your own step, exile Loran, return it, return it, return it. Yeah, it's a nice little constant flicker effect. Ghostly Prison to give us a little bit of protection from creatures attacking us. Ghost Away is basically another version of Eerie Interlude. So, yep. Inspiring Overseer, so we've got a fairly good target to get the life from and draw a card. Mentor of the Meek to pay the mana so we can carry on drawing cards. Siege Veteran I've chucked in from Brothers War as well, just so we can pump some of our creatures up that we're not flickering in and out. And whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colourless soldier token. Not many of them in the deck, but having the ability to pump stuff up with the +1/+1s is pretty good. Defarious Protection, we all know what it does now. Toskia's Welcome's quite fun. Most of our creatures have got mana value 3 or less. And, you know, we'll get to draw a card when they come into play, especially if we're blinking them. Touch the Spirit Realm. Okay, cast its enchantment. It does the whole let's take care of the annoying permanent. Or we can channel it and get another flicker effect. Thank you. Union of the Third Path I thought was quite fun. Draw a card, then you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Seems like a cunning plan to me. The next one, your temple is under attack. Creatures you control gain indestructible at the end of turn, or you can, you know, give everyone some cards. But I like the idea of being able to give everything indestructible if we needed to. That's why it's here. Flicker Wisp is Flicker Wisp, so another bit of blinking. Secret Rendezvous. If you've made a friend on the board, you want to keep the friend going, you get some cards, they get some cards, and hopefully they don't attack you. Felidar Retreat, just so we have some blockers, basically. From the landfall triggers, but you know, putting some +1/+1 counters around when we're ahead seems like a good plan. Core Cartographer to go and find the land that we need as we're playing a few less. I had to play the other version of Loran, Disciple of History. Yeah, it's not great in this deck because we haven't got that many legendary creatures entering the battlefield, but you know, if one of our artifacts has been killed off, we can return it to our hand. But I just decided to play it because it was a 3/3 and it's another version of Loran. Like a little bit of history. Miriel, Shield of Argives in. Yep. During your turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. We all know that one anyway. And whenever Miriel, Shield of Argive attacks, create some soldier tokens where X is the number of soldiers you control. So gives us a few blockers at the end of the day. And I've included Palace Sentinels because they're a soldier. And it also means we become the monarchs. We draw that extra card we might need. Restoration Angel is a big bit of flickering on a stick. Semester's End and exiling them to creatures and all planeswalkers. And then you get to bring them all back in again. So another mass flicker one. Fantastic. Smothering Tithe, you all know what it does now. Teleportation Circle is repeatable exiling of a creature and bringing it back again. So, yep, fine by me. Angel of Condemnation is also there, but it costs us mana to do this one. It's 2 and a white and a tap to do this. But it is quite nice because you can do the whole exert thing and exile another target creature until the Angel of Condemnation leaves the battlefield. It means it doesn't untap, but we've got ways of untapping our creatures because, you know, Drum Bellow is here. So it is quite a nice thing to, you know, it basically is a permanent exile until they come back. But, you know, from our point of view, we're going to be using it to blink our creatures in and out. Court of Grace, just because we'll be the Monarch a lot, hopefully, and get those angels, which is nice. The Golden Argosy it's just a weird card from Dominaria United. Whenever it attacks, exile each creature that crewed at this turn, return to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So if you use things like Solemn or one of the other creatures to exile them, and you get the bonus again. It's very strange, but hey, hopefully it'll work. Anyway, Reverend Hoplite is one of the things we want to be exiling when we can to get those soldier tokens. It does work very nicely with Muriel if we get that combo off. Settle the Beyond is exile a target creature you don't control. Fantastic. And then exile target creature we control and return it to the battlefield. Yeah, like that plan. That was nice. Nice way of getting one of our creatures back and taking out an annoying one from an opponent. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, blow the world up. Doomscar, blow the world up. Elspeth conquers death. Blow the world up, blow up a permanent, slow our opponents down, get something good back out of our graveyard. Yep. Cavalier of Dawn, blow up something, give them a 3/3 golem. Not so great, but when it dies, you get to return the enchantment or artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Conjurer's Closet is also in because you might as well just have everything exiling as well. This is another exile way of doing things, which is repeatable. Mind's Eye Diamond, just to do some card draw. Platoon Dispenser is a really nice little combo. If we get some of the white permanents in play and have our, wherever it's gone, Nykthos in play, there you go. We can ramp out some nice amount of soldier tokens with a Platoon Dispenser. Elspeth's in to control the board a bit more and produces some tokens if we need them. Sun Titan, so we can go and get back all these 3s and 1s and 2s that we have that have been destroyed by the time we get there. Steel Seraph is a new one. I wanted to try it out in this deck. At beginning combat turn, target creature you control gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink. It seemed good to me. Sorry, bit of a yawn there. And I figured it's worth it. If we're going to try it out in any deck, it's probably this is the one to try it out in. But it's quite nice. You can do the prototype for 3 mana and get a 3/3 flyer, which I was really quite happy with. So that's why it's here. Meteor Golem's a traditional flicker effect target, so you can carry on blowing up non-land permanents. Angel of Serenity is also another traditional flicker target, so you put it on the stack. In an ideal world, you'll target 3 permanents. In response to that trigger, you then exile it, so the leaves trigger comes back if I get it right, and then they stay gone permanently. I may have that wrong, but if you're a judge watching this, tell me if I'm wrong or right. But I think if you target the 3 permanents, leave that on the stack, flicker out the angel, the leaves battlefield trigger goes on the stack above that, and then the angel comes back in, you exile another 3 permanents, they go one way, the resolve trigger comes off from the one you haven't resolved yet, and then when that resolves, it sees nothing to return, so nothing happens, and then the 3 other permanents vanish. I think that's how it works. However, I am probably wrong because my rules knowledge isn't always the best. So if you're an MTG judge and you've watched it this far, you can just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you. Anyway, Exquisite Archangel. If you would lose the game, instead exile Exquisite Archangel, and your life total becomes your starting life total. It's quite a nice way of keeping in the game. And then Approach of the Second Sun as another way of us winning the game. You've seen quite a lot of card draw in the deck. We know this can draw cards. Getting this cast and then getting it back to our hand to cast the game to win the game is not that difficult, believe it or not. So bear that in mind. But that's it. That is my little take on Loran of the Third Path. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Come and give me a follow on Twitch. All the details you need are down below this video. But if I've missed anything out from this deck, please let me know in the comments. I do try and respond to every single comment that goes up on my video. At the moment, it's quite easy. I don't get that many. But, I've now got 90 subscribers, so I'm getting there. I'd like to hit that 100. Then I'd look to hit that 1,000, but that's a long time off. But, hitting 100 would be quite good for me at the moment. So let's do that if we can. So please, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. But that's it for me. I'll see you on the next video that I do later in the week. Take care. See you soon. Laters.